Welcome to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection since 1991. I'm Linda Karnauskas, and I want to thank you for joining us on this Monday, October 10th. We have an informative show for you today, and I mean that literally. First on the program today, we'll be interviewing Bev Cashman, who's is the candidate running for the state representative for District 24A, and we're going to hear all about her campaign and what she is concerned about here in the state. And then later on in the program, we're dedicating another 10 minutes to the other incumbent, John Petersburg, who's also running for state representative here in this for District 24A. So if you want to know the facts, you want to stay tuned with the Owatonna Today Show this morning. The Owatonna Today Show welcomes your comments and suggestions regarding guests and show topics. You can do so by contacting us via email at owatonnatoday@charter.net or by contacting our show's producer, Leanne Alt, at 390-5751. Leanne would love to hear from you. Meanwhile, we will take a short break to hear a word from our sponsors, and then we'll be right back with Bev Cashman, so please stay with us.
Hi, I'm Bev Cashman. I'm running for the House of Representatives in District 24A. Good government works when all legislators agree to listen to each other, to work together, and compromise to serve the best interests of their constituents. I will do that. As your legislator, my goal will be to help resolve difficult issues rather than simply blame the other party for failing to act. Please vote for me, Bev Cashman, on November 8th.
Hi, I'm Jody Voisin with the staff at Fairview Animal Medical Center, your other family doctor. Fairview Animal Medical Center is a proud supporter of the Owatonna Today Show.
Carbon monoxide is a colorless, odorless gas produced by gas-fired appliances in your home. The state of Minnesota requires that you have a carbon monoxide alarm within 10 feet of sleeping areas in your home. We suggest you have a digital readout carbon monoxide alarm. That way we were able to check and see what the concentration amount was when the alarm went off. This has been a public safety tip from the Owatonna Fire Department.
Hi, I'm Betsy Linger from the Owatonna Foundation. Your generosity has made Owatonna a better place to live by benefiting our community, the arts, recreation, and education. Please consider a donation today. The Owatonna Foundation is a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
Welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection. And I have here sitting to my right Bev Cashman, who is the candidate for state representative for District 24A. Hi, Bev.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
You're one busy lady these days.
I am. That's
well, let's get to it. Let's share with our viewing audience. Tell us a little bit about your personal side and about yourself and what you enjoy doing and your current job, your volunteer work.
All right. In no particular order.
No.
I grew up in Winona. I had 5 older sisters and 2 younger brothers, so I say I learned the art of negotiation at a young age because we had 1 bathroom and 1 TV. And so, and with 5 older sisters, I was bossed around a lot, but you had to learn how to negotiate. And then I came to Owatonna because I got my first teaching job here, and I really fell in love with the area. And that was 43 years ago, which seems really strange that it was that long. And so I've been teaching in the area ever since. I've been a vocal music teacher. Right now I'm teaching at Medford Public Schools. I've been there for the last 18 years. And I teach K-12 vocal music. I raised 5 children in Owatonna, and they all graduate from Owatonna High School. And
so you're a survivor? Is that
I was going to say it wasn't easy. But
you love kids. Anybody, if we have 5 kids, you just love kids.
And I always have, and I knew that at a young age that you're one of those kids that babysat for everybody in the neighborhood. Yeah. But now, and they're fun, and they have their challenges at whatever age they are, whether you're teaching or whether you're a parent. You know that. But I'm happy to say that they are college graduates and have jobs with benefits, which is what, as a parent, you like to say. They have a job and it has benefits. And I have wonderful 4 sons-in-law, and I have 4 wonderful grandchildren. And I appreciate that very much, and the opportunity to spend time with them.
Yeah.
When I came to Owatonna, it was an easy place to get involved in. I immediately was asked to direct church choir, and it was so interesting because I went to the first meeting, and the question was, I wonder who we could get to direct church choir. And I thought, well, that was subtle.
Yeah.
So I've been directing church choirs for, on and off the last 43 years. I've been really involved with Little Theater. And because when people have a musical background, you're asked a lot to help out with fundraisers and things. I've helped with the Red Cross, with the Arts Center, with Harvey Rongland and the state school. I've helped with them.
Weren't you a part of a musical group as well?
I was and I am the Hot Potatoes.
Hot Potatoes, that's
yes,
right. Yep, okay.
Yes, the songs of the 30s, 40s, and 50s. So that's what I've been busy with.
Okay, so full-rounded. Well, let's get down to the election going on here in your campaign. Why did you decide to run for office, and what qualifications do you feel you have for this elected office?
I have always wanted to run for office, and it goes back to a memory of a cousin who was visiting my dad and mom and was trying to get them to commit, and they wouldn't. They said, we're independents, and she said, you have to stand for something. And we were raised that way too, even though my mom and dad didn't like to be confrontational. So I've always wanted to do it. It sounds fascinating to me. And then 2 years ago, Craig Brennan dropped out of the race shortly before the filing deadline. And so people began to approach me and ask me, and I thought, I have always wanted to do it, and so I did jump in. And I wasn't successful 2 years ago, but I felt that I had built up a good campaign, and so I'm running again. And I feel that I have strong leadership capabilities. I have a lot of endless, boundless energy, and I'll be a really visible representative for 24A.
How do you stay, for qualifying for the qualifications, how do you stay on top of all of the topics concerning your district?
There are lots of ways to do that. You have a lot of organizations that send you information about them. I think you have to read a lot. I listen. Minnesota Public Radio has some really good segments. Reading a couple of newspapers, talking to people, visiting with your legislators or people who are in office.
Okay, great. What do you feel are the several important issues facing the state right now?
I think, I started door knocking the last week of March, and I have been door knocking since then, and going out into the townships, and I've been trying to door knock every door in the townships and every door in Waseca, and I'm working still in Owatonna. The number one people are concerned about is the presidential race, obviously, and they want to talk about that somewhat. And people are worried or they're angry, and they want to see government work, and they want to see, they don't want to see sessions ending with bills not getting passed that they desperately need. And so they want something to happen. That's what I'm finding at the doors. And
so
I'll leave it at that.
When you say that they're angry, they're frustrated, why?
Yeah,
Because the
they're
people
angry
they're putting in office aren't carrying through what they think should be done, or?
Yes, the gridlock, the bickering, the infighting, the pointing of the fingers of it was your fault, no, it was your fault, back and forth. And we can't do that. And I think there needs to be some legislative reform where we agree that there are going to be deadlines and the bills have to be put out for people to read and to see, and then how much money we're going to spend on them, and then let's vote on them instead of, and it's all leverage, that leverage of let's wait till the last minute, and then we have to force people to vote for things that they may not want to vote for or that they don't know what's in it. And I think we can do a better process. There's a better process than that.
So do you feel that the due diligence isn't coming soon enough to give people time to take it all, to understand and vote properly?
Yes, because I feel that if we're voted, if we're elected, that's the job that we're supposed to go do. We're supposed to go do our job. And that the people also need time so that they can respond to what the bills are. But if there is no chance to respond, that it's just frustrating. It's frustrating for everybody.
So it sounds like it would put puts our representatives on the defense when they'd really probably like to be on the offense back to the voters.
Right, and I think everybody really would like to get something done, would like to pass bills. But we have to get beyond the party bickering.
Okay. And now, once you're in office, or if you're lucky enough to get into the office, what do you hope to accomplish once you're there?
You know, people ask that, and I have to say I don't have any burning issues, and I think the worst thing a candidate can do is to make promises that you can't keep. What I can say, honestly and truly, is that I will be honest, I will be transparent, I will be available, I will go up and I will learn, I have to get elected first, but I want to go up and I would like to be the person that says, really and truly, could we have some harmony? Could we, you want this, I want this, let's agree on that, okay, how can we get there? And really build to get something done. And I've been a negotiator at Medford for about the last 5 contracts, and you know that people, when you come away from it, you get something that you want, I get something that I want, we might not both be satisfied, but there was progress made. And I think that's what citizens are asking for.
This kind of goes probably hand in hand with what we just said. This next question is, tell our viewing audience why they should vote for you.
I think, again, my energy, my listening skills, my ability to negotiate, and sometimes people think, what could you know about politics? And yet you have to say, as a teacher, everything in your job depends on politics. Oh. And so I would like to say, if you're looking for a candidate that will be honest and available and really work to pass things and not have gridlock, not have special sessions, not have government shutdown, but to actually get something done. Okay. They can count on me and vote for me.
A super liaison.
I hope so. Yeah. I hope so. That's what I would aspire to.
Quickly, we're running out of time, but what is your long-term vision for the state? What is your...
Well, I think when you look at it, you look in terms of, right now we're desperate need for transportation, and we're arguing about that. We have to do education. And the long term would be what do we need right now in 2 years, 5 years, and in 20 years. You always have to look at something in the short term and in the long term. Mm-hmm.
So you would say that once you get in, one would need to prioritize?
Yes.
Okay.
That was a nice way to say that.
And if I hear you say, tell me a little bit about compromise in politics. Could you explain that a little?
Oh, I think the Rolling Stones, you can't always get what you want, but you have to do the best that you can to work for what you believe in. Great. And what's best for your constituents.
Oh, great. And is there something special you want to give a shout out?
Yes, I would like to. There are a couple of events coming up, and that is Bev's Big Bash Rally coming up next Sunday, and it will be from 5 to 7 at the Elks in Owatonna.
Well, great. Well,
I'm sorry. No, at the American Legion. Okay. My mistake.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
We wish you well in the election.
Thank you very much.
We will take a short break to hear a word from our sponsors, and then we'll be right back, so please stay with us.
Hi, my name is Ryan Gillespie with Bremer Bank Mortgage. By trusting your home loan needs to Bremer Bank, you are guaranteed a personalized, straightforward, and honest experience from application to closing. We look forward to guiding you through your next home purchase or refinance.
I didn't just want another job, I wanted a career, so I expressed myself.
I was new to town and I didn't know where to turn for a job, so I decided to express myself.
I decided to express myself, and they helped find the right career for me.
Express Employment Professionals is in contact with thousands of companies in need of quality employees. Come in now and get the job you deserve.
Express yourself today.
Since 1988, the Owatonna Area Business Development Center has been the part of the success of many area businesses. The center leases office space and manufacturing space and offers on-site business consulting. The Owatonna Area Business Development Center is in business to help your business be a success.
Hi, I'm Tim Anderson, the owner of Anytime Fitness, where we make getting healthy affordable and convenient. Anytime Fitness is a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
Owatonna Public Utilities, real people, real reliable, real progress. Making life a little easier day after day, taking pride in our community, listening to what you say, a voice you can talk to. We're growing with you in mind in everything we do. Owatonna Public Utilities.
Hi, my name is Dave Efforts with TPS Insurance. We're here to handle all your insurance needs. We are a very proud supporter of the Owatonna Today Show.
Welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection. And we're here, we're going to be interviewing John Petersburg, who's the incumbent running for State Representative District 24A. Welcome to the show, John.
Well, thank you so much. It's always nice to be on the Owatonna Today Show.
Yeah, so busy time other than business, and now you're in an election, right?
Yes, and there's always fundraisers to go to, and all the community opportunities to really get out there and meet the people. So I really appreciate that.
Are you meeting new people this time around?
Oh yes, always. There's Owatonna has an influx of new people on a regular basis, so it's always nice to see them.
For our viewer audience and maybe some new voters out there, tell us a little bit about yourself, your years in the community, job positions, volunteer work.
Yes, well, I've been an area resident around the Owatonna area all my life, except for maybe a few years when I went to school down in Arizona State. I've been a member of Trinity Lutheran Church all my life, yet never lived in either Owatonna or Steele County. I've lived either north of Claremont, where I farmed for many years and still own my farm, and the last 20 years I've lived in Waseca. But I've been a member of Trinity, and for the last 20 years I've been the church administrator there. We're a large congregation, about 4,000 members, and so it keeps me busy, and that's been helpful. Some of my previous experiences included being on the Claremont and then Triton School Board for about 10 years. I was also elected to the Minnesota School Boards Association as well, where I learned about politics in the both federal as well as state level. We went to Washington at least once a year to lobby for educational issues there as well. I was on the Photography Development Committee at 4-H and involved with 4-H programs most of my life as well. So I've just enjoyed being involved and serving the community.
Let me ask you, why did you decide to run for office, and what qualifications do you feel you bring to this elected office?
Sure. One of the things that, as I was considering going in, obviously with my school board experience, I knew about policy and policy development and about how we need to work together to get things done. And I also knew that some of my strengths include listening and thinking outside the box. I've been able to come up with a lot of opportunities for us to compromise and work on things that maybe we hadn't thought of before. And so I have understood for a long time that it doesn't necessarily matter whether or not my view gets approved at the right time, because I know that the process works. If later on what I suggested and I was voted against was the right answer, then eventually that got changed and it did become the right answer. And if I happen to be wrong, then it was proven out as well. So I have great faith in the process that we have right now. I think it's an opportunity for people to really learn how to listen to everybody and understand that we all have different perspectives and then come up with the best solution.
What do you feel are several important issues facing District 24A or the state as you see it?
How much time you got? There are a lot of them. Right now, the biggest one that is just recent, of course, is our health care. The MNsure program, as well as the cost of medical care, has still skyrocketed. We're seeing Blue Cross Blue Shield leave the individual market currently, and leaving about 100,000 Minnesotans without health insurance, that they're going to have to find some sort of health insurance somewhere. Unfortunately, the Commerce Department has allowed the only company in the state that's that's doing medical insurance for individuals, capping it at 7,000 new members. Well, that leaves well over 90-some thousand people that aren't going to be able to find insurance unless we figure out some other way for them to be able to do that. We've been hoping that the governor would certainly look at maybe going to the federal exchange, but that's a big one. Obviously, Highway 14 in this area is also a big issue, and it's one of the reasons why I was able to get into the House bill at least $40 million for the next section of Highway 14, because it's an important piece for Minnesota. But taxes is another one. We're looking and hearing from businesses on Main Street, out in the industrial park, about the high cost of doing business here in Minnesota. And our tax bill, which was a great tax bill, passed by almost 90% of the voters in the legislature, actually had tax reform and relief for almost everybody, including the businesses here in Owatonna as well. Something that we need to continue to do, especially when we have more money being generated than we actually need at the state legislature.
As an incumbent, John, what has been some of your accomplishments since taking office?
Well, quite a few. I was this past year I was vice chair of transportation, and with that, a lot more responsibility and ability to learn more on how things were done. Meeting with groups and individuals in regards to that. It was one of the reasons why I was able to realize that if we weren't going to get a bill in transportation passed through the Senate and the House together, we were going to have about $300 million left on the bottom line. What a lot of people don't know is that money, if it goes into the following year, according to statute, a third of it, about 30% of it, automatically goes into the rainy day fund, meaning that since the tax bill wasn't done and the transportation bill wasn't done, we're going to have about $300 million that's just going to go into the rainy day fund, which to me said, okay, we've got to figure out a way for us to be able to use it this year. And so we put together a plan that had programs all across the state, an opportunity for them to use and build some of the projects and use up that money. Now it's going to disappear after January 1, which is unfortunate. Some of the other things that I had a real good time doing, for example, was Willow Creek Elementary School sent me a petition a couple years ago about the capital improvement. And so I had two groups of sixth graders, now seventh graders, come up to the Capitol and testify on a memorial plaque for the Capitol. And it was something that I really appreciated. So they did a great job, and we really appreciate it. We also worked on projects for Farm America, for the Owatonna school system, in order to make sure that the funding that was approved by the voters actually was going to be able to be collected. So there's a lot of things that you work on. Some of them get included in omnibus bills. Sometimes they're standalone bills, but we work hard up there.
Quickly, what is your long-term vision for District 24A or the state?
For 24A or the state? Well, first of all, I think we need to find a way in which we can help everybody out there in the community find the hope that they need to know that better times can come. I think it's also important for us to help all of us throughout our community to learn that we can't always be dependent upon the government to do everything that we want to do or to have done for us. Once we develop a society that is dependent upon government, then government controls everything. And the strength of the United States from the time it was built was the fact that it was by individuals, entrepreneurs, those that took responsibility and accountability for their own actions that really made us great. And we need to continue doing that. So I'm looking for a time in which the community is stable in regards to its economy, one in which they are enjoying individuals around each other, and that we can work together as individuals as well.
Quickly, we're running out of time.
Sure.
But to our viewers out there, why should people vote for you?
Well, first of all, I have the experience up there. I have the knowledge. I have the talent. But I have the ability to listen to both sides, all sides, think outside the box and come up with creative ways to really be successful up at the state legislature.
Well, John, we wish you success.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us today.
Thank you very much. Always appreciate being here.
We will take a short break to hear a word from our sponsors, and then we'll be right back. So please stay with us.
United Way of Steele County has kicked off the 2016 campaign. This year's corporate campaign leader is Go for Sport. Our goal is $700,000. Be part of the change you want to see in the community. Give, advocate, volunteer, live united.
Welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection. We hope you enjoyed hearing from the candidates. Now it's time in our program when we share with you what is going on in our community. On Wednesday, October 12th, the Owatonna Foundation Week is having the Owatonna Foundation Week from October 10th through the 16th. And on Wednesday, October 12th, Legacy Luncheon at the Steele County History Center, 12 noon to 2 p.m. On Thursday, October 13th, Professional Breakfast at the Owatonna Arts Center at 8 a.m. And on Thursday, October 13th, Wine and Beer Tasting at the Owatonna Hotel Inn and Suites, 6:30 to 9 p.m. And then Saturday, October 15th, Saturday morning coffee at the Owatonna Foundation office, 8 a.m. to 12 noon. The Steele County Safety Council, on Wednesday, October 12th, they're having fire prevention. It's on Wednesday, October 12th, from time is 11:30 a.m. to 12 noon. It's a lunch buffet. It's $8, and it'll be at the Elks Club at 126 East Vine, Owatonna, Minnesota. The Chubb's Brew Barbecue Savor the Flavor fundraiser. Join us for the first annual Chubb's Brew Barbecue, Sunday, October 15th. Doors open at 4 p.m. at Ritchie Brothers. Silent auction, beer and barbecue tasting, live music. And don't miss this fun evening out to support a great cause. Proceeds raised through the Juan Verril Jr. Memorial Fund will go to Owatonna ISD 761 for youth activities. The next Living Well with Chronic Conditions workshop offered begins Monday, October 17th, and will take place every Monday from 5:30 to 8 p.m. for 6 weeks at Coda Living Community, 2255 Northwest 30th Street, Owatonna. For more information or to enroll in the Living Well with Chronic Conditions workshop, call Linda Hoffman at 507-977-2171. Owatonna Healthcare Campus is sponsoring a free information session on shoulder pain, surgical alternatives, rehabilitation options, and more on Tuesday, October 18th, 6 to 7 p.m. at Mayo Clinic Health System Owatonna Conference Rooms. Get an opportunity to meet the experts, learn about your options, and ask questions. This information center is free. Session is free and open to the public. Register by calling 507-444-5007. Well, we want to thank you for joining us today, and we hope you'll join us on Wednesday when we'll have an update from the Owatonna Police Department, and then we'll be on location visiting a new restaurant in town, Don Juan's Cantina and Grill. So until then, have a great day.